Hi there, warriors, and welcome to a new video of the Uruguayan Heroes YouTube channel. And today we talk about Uruguay being knocked out of the Copa America for the fourth time in a row. And for the fourth time in a row, fourth edition in a row, we have not made it to the semifinals. We have lost a quarterfinal game, or either we have gone out in the group stage. And simply, this is unacceptable. We can talk about this campaign, about being a penalty shootout that we have lost to, and we being unlucky because of this. But for me, it's not the truth, because in this campaign, we played one good game. It was against Paraguay, in which we played well. To be honest, we should have scored more, but we won and we did really well. Other than that, we lost against Argentina, played really bad. We drew against Chile, played a little bit better, but still not good enough. We won against Bolivia, did a good job, but not exceptional or something like this. Paraguay, really good. Colombia, today or Saturday, we played the game not to lose. So did Colombia. Both teams didn't want to lose. And what you got is a game where both teams did not take the proper initiative and did not take risks. Uruguay did not create a single big chance in the game. We just didn't. Colombia, to be honest, created two decent chances through Dufan Zapata. We didn't. We had the ball sometimes, had some good moves, but we never created a good chance. And for this reason, Suarez and Cavani did not come into the game really well. For me, they should have done better, and for me, they have had a disappointing tournament for their standards, and so has Godin, three of the leaders of this team. But for them, it's maybe a question to ask themselves: is what can we offer still? And if we can offer something, it surely is not by playing every game, because there are young players coming through who deserve a chance. But moving on from the players, but because for me, this is not the discussion. This is not the main topic. The main topic is Oscar TABÁREZ, who came over, took over Uruguay national team in 2006 when Uruguay were basically flat on their arse. We did not qualify for the Copa America or the World Cup many times. I think before he took over, we qualified once in 4 occasions in 4 World Cups. So surely this was not good enough. This is not good enough for a team that has such a big history. TABÁREZ came in and he gave us hope. He gave us an identity. He made a team of us. We were a team again, a team to be proud of. Every Uruguayan was proud of Uruguay again. Before, it wasn't the case in these years before that, in these few years before that. But Uruguay became a team which challenged again. A great World Cup run in 2010. A fantastic campaign in 2011 when we won the Copa. But after this, we have regressed. We have regressed, absolutely. Because you know what? At this moment in time, Uruguay have the best squad of players we've had in my lifetime, and I'm 25 years of age. And to be knocked out of a tournament like the Copa, which I mean Uruguay should always challenge for it, to be knocked out of the Copa 4 times in a row in the quarterfinal or group stage is embarrassing. It's disgraceful for a team, for a country like us or like Uruguay. And what can you say? It's not good enough. And TABÁREZ, we all respect massively for what he has done, and also for the youth setup, what he's done. But you know what? In 2006, 2005, 15, 2016, 2015, I'm sorry, he should have stepped down. He should have stepped down and took over the role which he's done really well, and took over this role fully of overseeing the youth setup, of keep developing young talents. Because for me, in this department, he's been fantastic. Because the talents Uruguay have produced in the last few years, he has been a big part of this, because he has instilled the values and what Uruguay is about in these young players from an early age by recruiting them and getting them to the Complejo Celeste, which is basically the home of all the youth teams and the national team, the senior national team. And for me, he's done brilliantly in this. But you know what? This is not his job. His job is to win games and win tournaments for Uruguay. The Uruguay national team was a team that is among the 3 best in South America. Certainly equal with Argentina. Brazil, obviously it's Brazil. But you know what? We have not even come close to them. When you look at the semifinalists since 2011, I will show it. Yeah, look at this. Where's Uruguay? Nowhere to be seen. Argentina, Peru, Chile, Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, United States, for goodness sake, have been there. And Chile, a team I hate because of the rivalry we have with them. They've done so much better in this last decade. And TABÁREZ is still in charge, and he will be in charge for probably until the 2022 World Cup. Because you know what? He's the decider of his own fate. He's there, and nobody will sack him because the national, the board or the Uruguay Football Association, which obviously has a decision or has the is the authoritative of the national team, will never sack him because these are people who know nothing about football, who are spineless and cowards, who wouldn't dare to sack TABÁREZ. So yeah, you can never expect something from them, and neither can you from journalists, and not all journalists, of course, but most journalists in Uruguay who defend TABÁREZ until the end. Well, it's so obvious that he's incompetent and not good enough to lead this team, a team which has so many young upcoming players, attacking players, and we still play football or a system which is out of the old age. And when we do play good football, like we did against Paraguay, TABÁREZ goes back, restricts his team like he's afraid to lose, like he did against Colombia. Because against Colombia, we did not play like we did against Paraguay. And you can say, okay, Suarez was back, so we didn't have the two number 10s behind. So sure, the game would be different, but not this different because Uruguay were not good enough to win a game here. And we had some good individual performances with Matias Vinha and Nathan Hernandez, and I think they've been fantastic in the last two games, especially. But overall, we did not. We did not win, obviously, and I think one man should pay for it, and it's TABÁREZ. Because when you look at these teams as well, when you look at the national teams with their managers, when you look at Gareca for Peru, Martin Lazarte for Chile, even Tite for Brazil, Scaloni for Argentina, Reda for Colombia, Berizzo for Paraguay, all of these managers would be a better manager for Uruguay than TABÁREZ is. TABÁREZ has a job to do, and this job consists of the following things: it's to pick the best players, to select the best players, from call up, to pick the best players in the starting 11, and especially to pick a system that suits them. These are three things there are vital, and in all three things, he's not good enough. Uruguay, like I said, a squad that has so much potential to do big things, to win trophies, to win big games, and we have faltered so many times the last years. And for me, the main culprit, the main man responsible for this is TABÁREZ. And I think many people agree with me. Some people might not, and that's okay. I mean, everybody has a different opinion. But I'm as disappointed as anyone for the result of last night and for the results of last years. Because whatever way you spin it, Uruguay, with the squad we have, with two of the best goal scorers in South American football history, let's get that right. With Godin, who maybe is past his best, but Godin, who's an absolutely monumental defender, with great midfield talents, team like this, it's unacceptable the way we have performed in the last few years, especially in the Copa America. And in the World Cup, people go on, or mainly journalists go on about finishing 5th in the 2018 World Cup. And I mean, I laugh about it. I mean, I have to laugh, but because what kind of nonsense is this, And they talk about the best South American team in the World Cup. You know what? The best South American team in the world is decided every Copa America. And you know what? For the last 4 years, we have not been in the best 4 of our continent. Not even in the best 4. Never mind winning never mind winning the thing. I was meant to say something else there, but so this is some thing that you can't take serious. And finishing 5th in the World Cup, there's no such thing. You finish 1st or you finish last, and the 1 or the number 2 and the number 32 all finish last because it's one trophy you win. And you know what? If we are Iceland and we make it to the quarterfinals, sure, go celebrate like crazy because that's a great result. But you know what? Uruguay have won the world title, and this is including Olympic titles back in the day because it counted as world titles back then. Have won 4 world titles, have won 15 Copa Americas, have one of their best squads in years. And you know what? We are performing at the level of Paraguay, even Venezuela, Ecuador, and all respect to these teams. But the teams we have to compete with, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Chile, Peru, all have done better than us. All have done better than us. And are you saying to me that Chile, Peru, Colombia have a better squad than us? Even Argentina? Of course, Brazil is in a league of their own, but we haven't got a lesser squad than the teams I mentioned. And the thing is, we are not even beaten by Brazil because we don't even get to Brazil. We don't even get to the semi-final. We are being beaten by teams we should beat with the team we have. But the difference is that we have a manager who is totally clueless. And maybe it's coming across disrespectful, but furious about which I'm furious about how the last few years have gone, because this is a team who should at least have more than one Copa America in in the last few years, and we have not, and we have failed massively. And TABÁREZ should take the blame, certainly 90% of the blame, because he's a manager that is not good enough to lead this team. And this team, or this job of his, is not a job you it's a job you have to deserve. And he did well in his first few years in his tenure, but now for 10 years he has not done well. And at what point is it going to stop? And the sad part about all of this is that we are going to talk about this in a few months, and nothing has changed, because we got a manager who's got an ego. And this is really true, because although people really appreciate and respect him, and I do as well, but his ego is so big, so big. Talk about the post-match quotes. He talks about, oh, this is not the end of the world. No, for him it isn't, no, because he's still in a job, and he still makes $1 million a year, or even more. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's around $1 million. I'm absolutely sure, because he's one of the best paid managers in South America. So he says this is not the end of the world. We regret this elimination, but we will improve, or we will look at the World Cup qualifying and try to qualify. And he's basically talking like, ah, that's okay. You know what? We just been knocked out by Colombia. We've been knocked out 2 years ago. We've been knocked out in 2016. We've been knocked out in 2015. We never had a chance at winning the Copa America, but it's all right. It's all right, because I'm in a job and I'm getting paid. But these fans, including me, are being disappointed. Are being basically I think we are being robbed of dreams, because the thing is, with this team, we should be able to dream and to be able to compete for titles. But with TABÁREZ in charge, it's not going to happen. It's not. However way you spin it, the last 10 years of his tenure have been awful, awful, and it's time to go. And that's my opinion. I will post another video, I think, in a few days, about your thoughts on the game or on the situation. And going into this a little bit deeper. This was basically a little bit of a reaction to the game, and to basically what's going on. Yeah, I mean, I feel really disappointed and furious about basically the point about where we are at this moment, because we are not even close to what we can achieve with this team. And for me, the solution at this moment in time is to say goodbye to a manager who has done well in the past, but who has underperformed and failed massively in the last few years. That's my opinion. I hope you have a nice time. Bye bye.